country. Now, Bwana Mwangi, if you look at this, the potential coalition between ODM and UDA, it's proposed actually, and I think they're having conversations behind closed doors. So are we technically saying that President Ruto is going to be ODM's presidential candidate? And is that a solid move for the president?
That's very interesting, especially coming from a space that just the last elections, these parties were on two different sides.
Right.
Two different sides, and they had different manifestos. So I think there is a problem with our parties, one, and that's why you find a party like ODM, when the leader moves off, there is no structure for continuity of that party.
Right.
So it will be an interesting thing to watch. I don't know who will marry who between ODM and UDA. It will be quite interesting to watch how they shape their politics going forward. But one thing which is certain, ODM, the orange will be on the menu as a dessert at some point.
You really think so? This party now, definitely itagawanyika. This one is a guarantee.
Yes, that's a guarantee.
Oh my goodness. Switching some gears now. Of course, KCC results they were out the other day. I just want to congratulate all the candidates who sat their KCC exams. Now, apparently, we have an increased number of students who have qualified to join university. Do you think the country is ready to actually, get these students into the labor market once they're done with university?
We have a big problem in our education system, and it is our leadership which has failed to ensure that there is good system for education. And the big challenge we have now is lesser institutions. Population is more, student population has grown, but we have not developed enough institutions to take care of these students. That's why even you find our public universities, the few which were given charters a couple of years back, but they were just left there. There is no investment in them to make them grow as universities. Apart from the old universities you see in this country, the other new ones, how much investment has gone inside there? Very minimal. So we need to invest more in our education system, and I think that's the problem we have. University, the we call national schools, we find they're the same old ones. We have not invested enough money in that system. So instead of putting money to institutions like NHIF to spy on people, divert that money to education. We don't have any external threats, but we have so much of our internal issues which we need to deal with. All this much we are borrowing to do some other level of infrastructure without developing the skills of our people. The country will not move anywhere.
It's interesting you put it like that, because there's also questions about the quality of exams that these students undertake, for example. Now, I just want to touch on, for example, the number of candidates who actually scored A-plane. There were about 1,932. Now, this is out of 993,000 candidates. Imagine, only 1,932 managed to score an A grade, right? Now, overall, according to the Kenyan education officials, some more details, they're saying this represented about 0.19% of all test takers. So are we saying there's also, when it comes to the nature of exams, there's some loopholes over there that needs to be addressed?
The issue is we are not investing enough in the system. We are not retraining our teacher. Let me ask you, do our teachers go for continuous trainings? That budget is not there. They are not. There is nothing. That's the problem. The soft side of our education system, we've neglected it completely. Even the hard side, which is about the infrastructure, about building the schools. In some areas, it is not there. You have some schools, yes, that are classified as national, but they don't have the required equipments, like the labs, like the,
Correct.
So that's the challenge we're having. We need more continuous investment in our education system. So that's the bottom line. For
context purposes also, now we also had about 145,557 students who got D. 161,724 got D minus, and 47,798 got E. So do you think
the disparity in some situations, our kids learn from
Yeah.
can attest to that. You've seen some pictures, some other kids even doing their classes outside.
There's a school that all students got D.
Yes, because we have not done enough investments on the soft side of our
Yes.
education system. We
Right.
need those teachers to be retrained. We need that harmony. There should be some standard practice, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the issue. That's the issue.
You know, it's interesting. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the guest was talking about how even this whole thing for grading students, these exams these days, these are very old school. They're not really a measure of intelligence, right? Because now you have a situation where some kids now think they don't have bright futures. Some are even contemplating suicide, God forbid. Do you agree?
Yeah, we normally say examination is not the best measure, but unfortunately, it's the only one we have. So we do exam, yes, and that should not be the end of one's career because we got the TVETs and we got other ways of one developing themselves.
Yes.
But as a government, the whole of this drama is because of lack of enough investment in that system.
Yes.
Remember, there were days, especially during the Moi era, when there was a lot of pumping to education. A lot of money was pumped into that system. And we need to continue doing the same. You can see the state of our universities. Some of them are just wallowing in debt. What does that tell you? Some have even closed, like my university back home, Migaton.
Yes.
It has even given away its land to funny.
Wow.
You know, the kind of things that are there, you don't want even to hear.
Correct,
We've
correct.
seen the kind of chaos in those, and those are, we are calling them the higher institutions of learning in this country. Man, you can't compare the Nairobi University of today and the Nairobi University of them days.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a clear disparity.
Yes.
So we have a problem.
Yeah.
We have a challenge.
Awesome.
And
So-
when I look at
yeah,
it,
yeah.
we are not investing more money. The leadership, yes, issues with the governorship
Yeah.
and leadership of those institutions, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But the other one, the government needs to pump in more resources to
Yeah.
those
And it's
institutions.
almost as if the government doesn't consider school capitation as a priority. That's
There was
very
this
sad.
argument the other
Yeah.
day when we were doing the maths of the school capitation. You
Yes.
find the money allocated to state houses more than the money allocated to school capitation. If you do
that.
the maths, you're saying like one kid would be feeding on a bob every
What?
day. I mean,
Yeah.
so the issues are known. We only need to put the money where it should go, at the right places, you know.
Now, I asked you about, this whole, back to some politics, when the president was talking about how guys of opposition hawana agenda.
Hawana agenda.
Kazi yao ni tu kusema one term, Kasongo must go. sijui nini. We saw recently, let me not even focus on the Ugandan one. This time it's interesting because there hasn't been protests in Uganda. Maybe because the switch off the internet. sijui.
The guy was to protest was put under house arrest.
Under house arrest.
Even
But,
before the election was allowed.
A couple of months ago, we saw the protests in Tanzania. We also
Tanzania.
saw, actually before that,
Tanzania was very surprising
Yeah.
because that's the first one.
we never thought it was going to
the
happen.
first
That was the
one,
first
yes,
one.
yes.
But before that, of course, in 2024, we had a massive protest happening in Kenya, the Maandamano, right on the 24th and 25th of June. We also had protests in Mozambique and several other regions around the world, right?
Yes.
Due to election malpractices.
Yeah.
We're going to have elections next year.
Yes.
What are your predictions with regards to these protests happening?
You see,
Kenya.
the beauty of us, the law is very straight. So anybody who tries any monkey business,
Yes.
you can go to court and you would expect the process to be followed. I would not expect anyone to try anything funny in Kenya because it can be disastrous.
Yeah.
It can backfire badly. And of course, the courts will be there. If you try something funny, it backfires.
Yeah.
People demonstrate. The court will just throw that election out.
Yeah.
Now, the issue is it will be so much expensive on our side and going through that cycle. But I don't expect our electoral body to be in that kind of quagmire. I expect them to uphold the rule of law.
Yeah.
Our processes are well defined. They are known. We know what to do. The polling station is the final place for announcing the election.
Yes.
Everybody should know their results in every polling station. Then we are left with the additions. That one anyone can do for themselves. So we don't want other supervisors doing the additions for us. So the winner will be known. Call it an MCA or the presidential election, it will be very clear to get the winner. In fact, I've seen a software nowadays.
Yes.
You just need to take an image of the form.
Yeah.
It does all the tallying for you. You don't need to start inserting it in Excel as they used to do.
Right.
And then you auto-summing in the way you would think it should. So I am confident with our processes.
Yeah.
They've been tested over time.
Right.
And they've been tested in times of high voltage elections. So I don't expect this to be unique. Well, I know there will be a bit of tension because you're dealing with an incumbency and a bit of issues to do with delivery. So there will be heightened tensions, but I still believe our institutions will stand the test of time.
All right. Now, it's interesting because there's somebody who posted on X, akasema Kenya's opposition is complacent and unprepared for the 2027 elections, despite the stakes being existential for the country. Apart from Rigathi, opposition leaders appear inactive and seem to expect victory without putting in serious effort. In contrast, President William Ruto is portrayed as aggressive, relentless, and persistent, even if deceptive. Yes, Ruto is a vulnerable incumbent due to a poor economic performance, weak job creation, and declining living standards. Yeah, so they also said the argument is that 2027 is the opposition's election to lose. If they fail, it will be due to their inaction, not Ruto's competence.
Yeah,
the opposition must urgently act as though the country's future depends on it. What does the opposition have to do to win the 2027 elections? Geoffrey Mwangi?
One, they have to play the unity card. If they try anything like 2-3 going on their own, that they lost it. They have to remain united. And I'm happy that Rigiji has been telling them, you people, there's no other option. We have to stand united. Because that's one thing. If Kenyans see them united, Kenyans will have hope.
So aside from Rigiji, do you consider other opposition members to be complacent?
Yeah, they are not yet well, but you don't need all of them to be the same level with Rigiji.
Right.
But there has to be one kingmaker. There has to be a person who is driving the shaft, rolling the wheels. So because others is their nature, is their character. You look like somebody like Kalonzo. That has been his character. He's never out so aggressive. Others are new in politics, like the former CS friend Matiang'i. They're very fresh in politics. We've only seen them their corporate side, their administrative side. So this is a new thing altogether. And we expect to see maybe other candidates on the table, which I don't know. Those are the key prominent ones who being touted to be, But if they get the aggressiveness of Rigiji, things can roll down nicely. But we need to have one person as the candidate.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. If they try splitting multiple candidates, the election is gone. William Ruto will smack them.
And is in the morning, early morning.
Yes.
As we wrap up, let's talk about devolution. Just the other day, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua castigated northeastern leaders. Alikuwa anasema, you guys need to develop your area before you start talking about students from that region getting into other schools, for example. Now, he also talked about the northeastern leaders have really let down the folks who live around that area due to constant corruption happening in the devolved units. First of all, what's your take on the statement by the former Deputy President?
I think it's comparing the resources that have been pumped into that area. And we are not even going far, starting from the era of devolution. We are talking about over 1 trillion shillings has been pumped in that area. So what do you see of it? Where is it? Where is it? That's the question to ask. And it's a very good area if it can be turned over. In fact, we should be having the biggest farms on that area because, of its diverse land mass. So, down this side, we've subdivided our farms. We no longer have the benefit of doing large industrial farming at a large scale. But over there, all you need is to pump in water. And we have enough rivers there which can give us water if dams are done. So there is some good reasoning to that and a lot of fact, since somebody needs to tell us, since devolution of 1 trillion shillings, where is it? What are we seeing?
Right.
Yeah, that's it. And funny enough, the residents of those areas have come up in arms. Actually, they're asking their leaders, we need you to account. What have you been doing?
Correct.
So they need to get maybe they need to get to a new governance era and put in people who can deliver.
What are your thoughts about the state of devolution in the country thus far?
Yeah, so far, devolution is the best thing our constitution gave us.
Yeah.
Because for one, it demystified this power, which I'm seeing it being returned that, I need to be in government so that I get development. No. Who said that? Our constitution is very clear about what should happen. So devolution is good because you get your money in the counties, you're supposed to develop your area. It doesn't matter the powers of the day. You don't need to agree with the politics of whoever is in power because your allocation as a county government has to be given regardless. And nobody says it is there in law. It is a percentage of the last revenue for the other year. So it is there. It is well defined in law. So that is the best thing. And the only challenge we are having is we need to put in good leaders within the counties so that we can translate that money into something. Like Nakuru, for example, since devolution, we've received 173 billion shillings. And I've been asking, do we have anything to show of it?
Oh, so you're saying it's not been put into good use?
There's nothing we see. There's no hospital. The hospitals which are there are the same old one. And leave alone that, even the services in them has not improved. We cannot say we have anything extra that we can see of it. That's the big question we're asking.
Yeah.
Where has this money been going to?
Yeah.
And that this will be the test of choosing the next leadership of the county.
You also have some political ambitions, specifically to do with Nakuru County.
Yes.
Please just tell us your plans.
Yes. Come 2027, I'm vying for the governor of Nakuru County because we need to put in new leadership. We need to put leadership that understands public finance management because that's the thing. That's the missing link. So that we can have better hospitals. We have some stalled hospitals which were started, but they are not in operational. We have level 4 facilities, but actually, according to me, they're just elevated dispensaries. So you end up with one facility, PGH, in Nakuru, serving all those other very low level 4 facilities. We have a challenge there, and that's why you hear kind of congestion, women sharing 4 of them a bed, kids lying down on cartons. I mean,
Nakuru Senator Dr. Karanja really castigating the governor.
Yes.
With this issue with regards to hospitals within the county.
Yes.
How would you rate Governor Susan Kihika's performance so far? Out of 10?
If there was anything below a knee, is there anything below a knee?
Hey.
That's where we should rank it.
I mean,
for this reason. The first thing that administration did when they came to power is to close the hospital, despite over numerous court orders to reopen it. War Memorial Hospital was closed. And it was easing up the PGH in matters congestion. You go walk into Nakuru town now, there's nothing else you see apart from potholes. Kenyatta Avenue potholes, all over. Garbage littered all over. Very poor drainage systems. So actually we got nothing to show. Yes, we are calling ourselves a city, but that is just in the name itself. We got nothing else to show in Nakuru County. And we all attribute it to poor leadership.
Wow.
The other day, we were looking at cases whereby 768 parcels of land, their title deeds cannot be explained where they are. We are talking of a county which operates 311 bank accounts. I mean, in short, 300 ways, panya routes of siphoning county funds. Because why would you be running 311 bank accounts? I mean, so there are so many glaring issues. And which really the people don't feel. The leadership is 100% detached from the people.
I want to wrap up this conversation like this. What are you bringing to the table for the youth of Nakuru County, if at all you're governor,
Yes, now-
what's your first agenda on the table?
First agenda on the table.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of insecurity in Nakuru County. And we've been saying those youth involved in the insecurity, not that they want. It's because they have no other option. They have reached the end. They have no hope for tomorrow. These are the people first I want to deal with. We need to give these people skills. We need to re-skill them. We need to take them to TVETs, those who can do welding, those who can do plumbing, those who can do, those who can be electricians.
Yeah.
We need to retrain them. We give them a skill. Then we try and fund them. Some will start their own ventures. Others could end up getting jobs. Because that's the big problem we have. Insecurity is a big problem in Nakuru.
Right.
And it's mainly because the youth have lost hope. So one thing for the youth, apart from the creative side, apart from doing a lot of creative aspects for them and opening that space, and along with the new technologies that's coming up, retraining the youth and skilling them will be a priority.
Fantastic, fantastic. Good stuff. So you're going to be, which vehicle are you using? Which party?
DCP, of course. DCP.
Wow. Let me not say too much.
That's a new vehicle, vehicle on the road. But we are hoping our parties will also get it to another level of the leadership detaching itself and having the parties become have a perpetual succession in nature. So that we don't see when upon demise of the leader that the party dies and becomes a dessert on a dinner table for other people.
Are there going to be a lot of youth running for positions, leadership positions under DCP?
We are trying to encourage them as much. Starting from me, you can see I'm quite youthful.
You're still a young man,
So I'm hoping they'll get a clue from that, and we try and see.
But then does it scare you when you see folks defecting from the party?
No. It's the molds we are running out. You see, when the time comes...
you consider them to be molds,
Yes, when the time comes, people will start taking their shape. You've ever heard of this joke where one guy announced and he said, I want all the bald-headed guys in one room. So what did the people do? They went and shaved their hair. So the guy took a walk for 3 weeks. He came back. Of course, he could tell the difference. That's what is happening now in DCP, and we are sure the party will stabilize. And I'm not seeing much. Those guys, some had been known they will take off. From way back, you could see the
you could already see the signs.
You could see the signs. You could see the
typical
signs.
of Kenyans.
So there may be other more who will come in, but time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell, for sure,
Time will tell,
All right, Sawa, let's keep it moving. Final question.
Yes.
Who do you consider to be the kingpin right now in Central?
In Central.
You guys don't have a kingpin like in Blue Nyanza.
Well, Central, what happens is the leader who aligns himself to the aspirations of the people.
Well put.
You see, if you mislead the mood of the people, they dethrone you. Now, the person who has aligned properly with the aspiration of Mount Kenya people is none other than His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. He has really mastered what they want, and he's there standing for them, and they are looking upon him to drive that agenda. The moment you stop aligning yourself with those aspirations, man, they will just kiss you. They will not even tell you. You'll just wait and you'll see. Mountain people have been very... they have the way they do their votes. They have the way they operate. You remember since 92. Vacuum. Since 92. You can see they've been very consistent. If you follow the politics, you look how consistent they've been. And they don't lose hope that because they've lost one. No. They are very consistent and very determined. And a day comes when their voice is heard.
But there, so the president went there the other day. He had an awesome reception. Don't you agree?
Boss.
Alipeleka nyota huko, and the youth were elated. I saw him carrying that child. That child didn't want to let go, bana. I was just like, maybe the love is still there.
Well, we know our guy is good at drama. He's good at shows. That one, I give it up to him. He's good. He knows how to panga that stuff. But the real man down there, I just say, just wait for these things.
Central have decided, have decided the direction they're going, for sure.
That is it, because when they look at their businesses, when they look at the economy, pending bills, there are people who did business with the government. They've not been paid. People have been auctioned, There are people who can't speak, People have lost their families. People, So it's tough.
Okay.
It's tough.
Thank you so much, Bwana Geoffrey Mwangi, for coming through right here on our Culture Kitchen after hours on Spice.
Okay.
It's been an awesome conversation, very eye-opening.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
I hope I should be here again.
Definitely. I like your vibes, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank
Asante
you.
sana. So right now it's 8:15. We're keeping it moving. I've got some David Dallas with my mentality. Turn the cars.
94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.